man, Eric, Showtime, Shelton. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing, boss?
Doing real good, man. Doing real good. Enjoying the night. Kind of funny. I was going to leave on this, but I'll start with it and see how the conversation goes. But on your Instagram, it says proud father, UFC veteran. And even just this little interview, I just put my two boys to sleep. They got new bunk beds, and you said the same thing. Hey, man, the kids are up a little bit. So let's start there, man. How does it to be a fighter slash, father? Is it hard, or is it the exact opposite? Do they just motivate you to become the best man you can be, the best fighter you can be, so on and so on?
Man, I have to say it's both. They definitely motivate me. But there's days in the gym where they're hyper and I can't focus on training. So I guess it goes hand in hand. But they've definitely been my motivation to get where I'm at, I believe. So I'm blessed to have my babies.
Absolutely, man. Nothing else. Everything else is great. There's some moments in life that being a father is just nothing better.
Yeah.
With that, I've seen some pictures lately with your coach in the gym. I've been seeing you picking it up a little bit. Is there something in the near future for you? Are you getting into a training camp?
I'm trying to get ready to stay ready. There's talks of a bare knuckle match coming up. So that's in the works possibly. But again,
they're in Tampa next month.
Yeah, man. I'm getting ready for hopefully get on the card October. That's what I'm looking for.
Wow, the main event, Bigfoot Silva, Gabriel Gonzalez, Jim Allers has been on fire for bare knuckles. He's been on the show before. Mike Tyson of bare knuckles, you can call it. They do have a lot of momentum. So that's something that you're interested in?
Yeah, I mean, it's something I just want to get something going again, man. I want to get back to the UFC. Obviously, that's my goal, man, to be the UFC champ. So right now, just get something going, get some money in my pocket to, so I can focus more on training. So, I think I can go out there and put on a fight and show the fans that I'm still gritty. I'm down to go in there and bang, man. Maybe change a little momentum of the way things have been going,
Okay. No, I feel you on that. And probably the last thing with bare knuckle, we'll let it go. It's so funny. I had a conversation with a promoter here in Florida about it. So they, toe the line. They get right to it. And, probably half the fighters or 60%, as soon as they toe the line, they kind of back away. And almost like a UFC fight, you kind of, square up and get whatever. Some fighters, though, just like Jim Allers is one of them, as soon as they go, Jim Allers has got the overhand right. He's flying it. It's like, toe the line. Like, he doesn't want to fight long. He wants to get in, get the knockout, get out.
Get out. Yeah, man. That's how some of them guys are. I've been watching the fights, and they're exciting. It's exciting, but you see different types. You see the guys that are super technical, like you said, that back up and they touch, touch. But then there's guys that are super crazy, man, and it's exciting, man. I'm kind of excited to see how it goes if it so happens,
Wow, I'll be excited, man. Tampa in October. Very cool. If that happens, we'll definitely talk to you real soon with that. We've been down there, saw you down there, American Top Team, Coconut Creek, and I definitely want to talk to you about that gym, some of the fighters there. The momentum is this unbelievable. I don't know if it's just because I'm just more attached to it, a little bit more closer. I talk to some of the guys all the time there, or is it just you guys feel it? The Jorge Masvidal momentum, the Dustin the Diamond momentum, Greg Hardy's on fire. Some of the girls down there, that just that gym, your gym is on fire. Do you guys feel that?
Dude, I mean, the atmosphere when you go in there is just like you can just feel it. It's get in there, get to work. You got something to prove is when you step in that room. The guys have made legends of that gym, and coaches and everybody there just motivated. So it's hard not to go in there and not be motivated to push yourself. So I definitely feel the fire, and I'm getting lit up right now.
That's so funny you said that. I actually, you nailed it. I've been into so many gyms, and when you walk into American Top Team down there at Coconut Creek, you feel something. Like you're like, whoa, like if you're not on A+ game, Jose Shorty Torres is going to put you on your ass for 15 straight minutes. Mike B. Boy Davis is going to pound you into the ribs. Chase Boutwell, kid that's flying up the right. It's just there's so much talent. Amateur to pro. We just had Ryan Quinn on, who talks a lot about the amateur fighters. He goes, it's the best it's ever been. The amateurs down there at ATT is just on fire. That's crazy. I think you nailed it with that. Just that momentum and that fire in that gym is just insane.
It's crazy, man. I love going in there. Definitely love it. My kids are comfortable in there. It's just a good atmosphere, man.
Very true. Another guy who likes it down there too, and I missed him by 20 minutes. I missed you, I think, by 15 minutes that day. I leave, and then all of a sudden I see 100 pictures with American Top Team with Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaq.
And
Oh, man.
a lot of them were good. You had the best one with your height to Shaq's height. You had the kid with you. It was just like, it was one of those incredible viral pictures. I loved it. So how was Shaq? How long was he there? He was there for a couple of days shooting something, right?
Yeah, he was in there shooting. I believe with he worked with Greg. He worked with a couple of the big guys. He got to grapple, and then he did a grappling match out there. I seen. So yeah, he was just out there getting work. Probably a little bit of publicity stuff too as well. But
Sure.
man, getting to meet him though, man, was crazy. You know, he's a giant, man. My daughter was just kind of scared when she seen him. She was like, "Oh," what? She didn't know what to think, man. But it was cool, man. He was like, "Well, call me Uncle Shaq." He was just a nice guy, man. Big humble beast, man.
For sure, for sure. You know how the kids are when they see Santa Claus or the Easter Bunny, or they see Captain America at Universal Studios. When they see Shaq, that's like, wow,
Yeah,
what the?
right in
And
the head.
right there. Were you a sports fan? Were you a basketball fan growing up?
My dad was. I kind of watched a little bit, but never really was into like. I mean, I played sports as a kid, but never really was into watching it that much. Still not into it that much, but
Okay,
you know,
straight MMA.
yeah, straight MMA.
Okay, you're a flyweight yourself, so I got to ask you about the flyweights. Henry Cejudo. What do you think right now about the UFC landscape? With him winning that title, he hasn't defended it yet. What do you think about that? So just kind of your judgment on the UFC flyweight landscape.
You know, it's been a little sketchy. You know, it was sketchy at first, but now I feel like it's starting to pick up with him getting the title. You know, going to 35, getting that, and then I've seen fights like Pantoja and he fought another guy, another one of the flyweights. I can't really think of his name. Brazilian guy. He's a top three. They fought. They had a good fight. Joe B's got momentum rolling right now.
Yeah.
Danger went back down, got a win. He's on a 4-fight win streak. You know, there's a lot of guys right now that I think they're trying to build up to, possibly bring back the flyweight division. So I'm hoping that's the case because that's obviously where I want to be. That's where I want my home to be. So, if so, it's worse because the worst 35 would be the move, though. Definitely.
Yeah, and there's no middle ground. People love Henry Cejudo or they really, really dislike him. I don't want to use that H word, but there's just no middle ground. Where do you lie in the Henry Cejudo love or dislike?
Cejudo, he's a character, man. I had the chance to hang out with him a little bit on the Ultimate Fighter. He was one of the coaches of the season I was on. So I got to get to know him a little bit before he became the Triple C or whatever. But, he's playing his role. I'm not a hater by any means. He's playing his role, and I'm feeling it because it's bringing light to the division, So
For sure.
Definitely not a hater.
You saw that video he put out with the diapers and the titles.
Oh my God! Yes, I did.
I'm like,
it's comedy, man. It's comedy,
Absolutely, man. It's at the end of the day, all the fighters I talk to all the time, and so many of them's like, at the end of the day, it's entertainment. People spend on a Saturday night their hard-earned money, and it's like it is what it is. And Henry's getting people, love or hate. He's getting people in, and he's invoking emotion. So he's pulling people in. That's funny you said Ultimate Fighter 2. That's one of my notes. Being an Ultimate Fighter alum. Another thing I think has crazy great momentum in the UFC is that Dana White Contender Series show. On fire as well. My main man Brock Weaver a couple weeks ago. Phil Rowe, Orlando Fusion XL guy just got in. Just the show itself is just tremendous. Tuesday night. No one goes out on a date on Tuesday night. They're watching fights. That's what it is on a Saturday night. Once in a while, UFC 242, I tell the wife and the kids, hey, Dustin's fine. I got to go there. And we'll go there in a second. But if it's not a big pay-per-view, I got to give the wife and the family Saturday night. But Tuesday night at 9 o'clock, I'm watching fights. I think it's unreal, right?
Yeah, it's perfect. It's a perfect setup, man. And then they got guys coming in there trying to earn that contract. So they're fighting they're fighting tooth and nail trying to get that dub, man. And it's cool because you see so many finishes. You see so many, guys I've seen fight on there that I wasn't too impressed with, like throughout their career. They get on there and they actually show up. It's pretty crazy, man. That show's awesome.
It is. And if I was someone growing up, I just think that the Contender is the way to go. The Ultimate Fighter is so tough, man. You're in the room, in that environment for 50 days. You're not talking to the family. You're not seeing what's up. And it's just like Contender Series. You fly out of Vegas on a Saturday, you make weight on Monday, you fight Tuesday, and you go home. It's tremendous for young fighters. Tremendous.
It's huge too, man, because you know what, on the Ultimate Fighter, those fights you do fight, they don't count for your record. So if you're winning, you're still fighting, but it's not benefiting you by any way. I've beat some tough guys on there, but they're not on my, resume. So it sucks in that way too. But Contender, man, I think it's awesome that they count that as your record, man. You go there, you only fight that one time, and that's it. That's awesome.
For sure. We talked about it. We definitely hit on it, so we will go there. UFC 242 next Saturday night. Dustin the Diamond Poirier versus Khabib. Like, this fight might be the most important fight in the UFC all year. Maybe not the biggest, maybe not the best, but to me, I think it's the most important. It's got so many layers to it. If Dustin wins this fight, I can argue he's the biggest star in the company. And if Khabib wins this fight, the man's undefeated. And sometimes I feel like he's almost underrated in a way, but if he puts down Dustin, if he puts down Conor, if he, everyone on the way up, Raging Al, you got to give this man credit where credit's due. But I know American Top Team Loyal is probably going to go with Dustin the Diamond. I'm leaning that way too with the upset. What do you feel? UFC 242 lightweight unification title match, Dustin or Khabib?
Definitely got to go with Dustin. Just of course his teammate, but I get to see the guy train his ass off, part of my language, but he trains his butt off, man, and he overworks, and I feel like that's going to pay off. All these years he's put in, it's just it would be awesome to see him get his hand raised, man. And you can never underrate Khabib's wrestling, but I've seen Dustin he's hard to take down by any guy in the gym, so I think he's gonna shock the world with that as well, keeping it standing and fighting to get to his feet if he does get down,
Yeah, no, I agree. If he can keep him standing, and I know he's scrappy enough, he's long enough, he's lean enough to kind of get Khabib off of him, I really like that. And then I just like Dustin can hurt fighters in multiple different ways and multiple different angles. He doesn't need just to be standing up throwing a jab. Like inside, boom, throws the short elbow. I really like Dustin in this fight. I really do. I saw him a little bit training, only a couple days there, but you said you're there all the time. You see him running. You see him working his tail off.
Gosh.
One thing I like what he says, 25 minutes to change the rest of his life. It's just, I love it. I can't wait for this fight. UFC 242, Dustin.
Yeah, that's the plan, man. I hope he gets the dub, comes home with the belt again, gets the shiny belt, and gets the O off Khabib's record. That's the plan for sure. I know it.
Sooner or later, all the O's leave. That's just what it is in the game, right? They got to go sooner or later. Talking about leaving and coming back, UFC, it's amazing to me. 5 years ago, 10 years ago, I saw your first amateur fight, right? 2010?
Yeah.
Would you think in 2010, Reebok and ESPN would be like connected to the UFC? Isn't that just, it's mind blowing nowadays, right?
It is. It's crazy that it's blowing up fast, man. But you see the stars coming out of the sport, and I think it has no, option but to blow up like that. So
yeah. It's only like this. It's only going to get bigger and badder. It's insane. And talking about bigger and badder, how about next? I think it's like 2 Saturdays from now, September 14th, Vancouver. One of the best main events, Cowboy Cerrone and Justin Gaethje. What do you think about that fight?
That's insane, man. I've always been a Cowboy fan, but Gaethje, he earned me over with all his fights. So he's just an animal, bro. I've never seen someone like that cat. I'd have to say Eddie Alvarez was the closest to that, and man, he's even more so, tougher than him. I think they fought, right, and he beat Eddie, right?
He did. The most violent man in the world, they called that fight.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, he's a go-getter. But thing about Cowboy, he's been showing up every fight lately. It used to be, what Cowboy's gonna show up, but since he had that baby, man, he's been a different animal. So it's like that's a tough one to call. Tough one to call.
Chad Cerrone, man, he's been on fire now. The eye poke happened and all that, and you wish you. I think we're gonna see that fight again. I think we will see Ferguson Cowboy down the road. Oh yeah. Man, always great talking to you. Probably the last thing, and then definitely any kind of sponsors, teammates, anything you want to push out, definitely hit it. But no one's watching. This is just between you and me. this Mazadov Diaz fight, this is happening, right? That's going down.
Dude, I hope so, bro. I really hope so. I mean, I've seen Mazadov in the gym, so I think that's calling for something. You know, I think that means something.
Oh my gosh. They should put them both on the same card. They should do probably the co-main Mazadov Diaz, and the main event they should go with that Usman versus Colby fight. And just that would be insane, because then like whoever wins, of course, the co-main, they can stay there and look the man in the face. And it was so crazy. I talked to Ryan Quinn about it. If Mazadov and Colby wins, and them two, just an all-American top team welterweight title fight, that's insane. We'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the world, every little mixed martial arts fan in the world wants to see Mazadov Diaz. It's just, that's gold, Dana.
Gold. Sign them checks. Sign those checks. That's gold for sure, man. I've been waiting to see that for a long time, but now they both got the star power, dude. That's gonna be sick.
It is, man. It is. Okay, like I said, the floor is yours. Anyone you want to thank? Sponsors, push, Instagram, Showtime, right?
Yeah, Showtime's on Instagram.
Yeah.
Obviously, want to thank Never Been Stronger. That's my people. Been with me for a long time. First Round Management, American Top Team, of course. I love that gym, man. All my coaches there. And then I got a new CBD sponsor, Creating Better Lives as well, man. They're awesome. Been hooking me up with good products. But other than that, man, it was awesome coming on the show and talking with you, man. I've been waiting to get on here.
All right, definitely, man. We'll see you down there. I love going down to American Top Team. It's my favorite gym in the world. There's just nothing like it. I'll be down there soon. I'll see you soon, and hopefully, when that bare knuckle news, if that hits, we'll talk about it for sure. We'll get you right back on.
Definitely. Appreciate you, boss.
Appreciate you. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir.